would have never seen Tyre Nichols and they would have showed that tape, because if you listen to the body cam, they're like, put your hands behind your back, stop resisting, why are you going for my weapon? They making up shit that's not happening.
Oh.
But if we didn't see that camera, right, if we didn't see that, then we wouldn't never know that was happening. And they would have went back and said, yo, he tried to do this, so we had to fight, this is what happened, and they would have got off. Because that's what usually happens, because the white supremacy within the police system teaches you do not have to value white life. I mean black life. Anytime that you encounter a black person, that person is dangerous. And if you everyday life, you can be of this culture. All you got to do is want to see the right thing happen. All you want to do is make sure that our people ain't dying, that we get, the justice and the equity and equality that we deserve.
Really?
And I see he was in Memphis and everything. I told you he was in Memphis. I talk about the police coming out there that just transpired.
Yeah, man. It's really sad when you got people that look like you in positions of power that that abuse that power, that utilize their platforms to uphold white supremacy, and that's what it is. And I tell people all the time, it's not black and white when it comes to police. It's the blue. It's a blue wall. You know what I'm saying? And because inside the police stations and academies around this world, they've been taught that black lives don't really have value. They've been taught that we dangerous, and there's trigger words. They felt threatened. They felt like their life is in danger. Anytime you utilize that language when you encounter a black man as a police officer, they feel like you're right. Unless we got it on camera. If we don't have it on camera to where they can literally see what happened, they're going to believe 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times that whatever you did caused your own death. They're not going to believe that you was just... If we would have never seen Tyre Nichols and they would have showed that tape, because if you listen to the body cam, they're like, put your hands behind your back, stop resisting, why are you going for my weapon? They making up shit that's not happening.
Oh.
But if we didn't see that camera, right, if we didn't see that, then we wouldn't never know that was happening. And they would have went back and said, yo, he tried to do this, so we had to fight, this is what happened, and they would have got off. Because that's what usually happens, because the white supremacy within the police system teaches you do not have to value white life. I mean black life. Anytime that you encounter a black person, that person is dangerous, and if you have to kill him, you can kill him. And they have pretty much a license to kill black people, and that's what we've been dealing with. And the only time you ever see justice is when we actually see it on camera. Just imagine how many niggas you don't see on camera that they done did the same shit to.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about it like that. They saying code words.
Yeah, they saying shit. All you see is the body moving around, and the body shit's happening. Like, yo, don't grab my weapon. Yo, this and that. And he's saying shit that's not even happening. And that's all they get. They don't see what's going on. They just see the flurry. They see the body moving around, and they say they put that shit into evidence, and they say, it's justified. And that's the shit that we deal with every day. So it's unfortunate, man. I was out there, and his family, they really look strong. It had a lot of support. I hate that. I've been at George Floyd's funeral. I've been at Breonna Taylor's funeral. I've been at... so many different funerals, national deaths, and not even just national deaths, just people that most people don't even know about. Shaquella Robertson, the girl who got killed in Mexico by her friends and nobody even knows about, and that still hasn't been charged. So I've witnessed so much death in the last few years that it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that our people are dying, and that's why I created Boycott Black Murder, because it's us saying that it's not okay for nobody to just kill us. Not us, not the police, not nobody. And when we start identifying each other as brothers and sisters, and we start loving each other, and we don't see each other as ops, and we put the neighbor back in neighborhood, because now we just from the hood.
Neighborhood.
You know what I'm saying? When we start seeing that, and we start seeing connections, and we start unifying, then we start reacting different, and we start acting different towards each other.
When the music is strong, the movement is strong.
That's like Fonte's 8 major words. When music is strong, the music is strong.
We on 52nd Street right now, West Philly. There was a shooting that took place on 60th Street. The cop got shot not too long ago. What is your take on that? Because you should talk about blue people shooting black people. What about?
You know, it's unfortunate, right? But I say this all the time. If the system, you know, who was it that I heard say this? Jesse Williams. He was on awards a couple of years ago, and he said, you know, we see that the police know how to disarm and de-escalate, and when they interact with people of different colors, we see it all the time. The white person can be outraged, they can have weapons, they can do all type of shit, and you find a way to de-escalate, and they go home and they live, you know. And if y'all don't start doing that in our communities, you know what I'm saying? If you don't change the way that you deal with our communities, then eventually the community is gonna change the way that they deal with you. You know, and it's not to say that that's what we're calling for, but the natural reaction, human nature, is self-preservation, right? And it's to protect yourself. And so, if the police and the system of policing does not change the way it deals with black people, right? Then you can't expect any other result.
Okay.
You know, I RIP to the officer who lost his life, because I don't never want to hear nobody lose their life. But you have to ask yourself, how long do you think it's going to take before you just keep killing people and then people react and respond in this manner? You know what I'm saying? So we if America wants, we have to change the way that they dealing with us. They have to, because I know that there's people watching the TV like, yo, they just killed another. Fuck that. Everybody doesn't have, you know, the discernment and the level of, you know, calmness and understanding to where they like, you know what, I'm not going to fight fire with fire. There's so many people that be on my page talking about, fuck that, we got to do this and that. And that becomes a mind state. So we got to deal with common sense, man. You know, the system the structure in the system and the powers that be have to protect us, protect the police, to protect everybody. We just got to change the way that we're dealing with the society.